Well, happy Friday weekly email. Baseball opening style edition. Wearing my Yankee hat, my baseball glove, and baseball for a few reasons. One, I wish I was still playing baseball. And go back to the days when I was in high school. As they say, young is wasted on the youth. Also, it's my favorite sport, and I think one of the best times of the year when spring is ready. Now, if you're not a Yankee fan, and you probably hate my guts and hate the Yankees and want to take my hat and burn it, but just bear with me. I'm still a good guy, even though I am a Yankee fan. Okay, so today's chat is going to be about an update on how the markets have performed since the SVB bank collapse. And sometimes when these events happen in the market, it doesn't always turn out the way that we think it would, or we kind of have the fear that it would. And then also I found another really cool tool from Discover Credit Card, which I'm going to show you how to do really quickly. It's a very simple and easy way to figure out what your credit card balance is, punch in your interest rate, and then it's going to tell you the amount of time that it takes to pay it off, and then you can play around with different payment scenarios to kind of get the dreaded debt down as much as we possibly can. But I thought it was a really cool tool, so I'd like to show it to you. So now let's jump into it, and we're going to first jump into how the markets have performed. So one of the things when we're talking about investing in the market is a lot of times when really bad events happen, we think, oh my God, Armageddon's going to happen. Everything we're watching, the news, the world's coming to an end. So go all the way back to March 10th, which seems like a world ago. You had Silicon Valley Bank and all that. We did a video on that. But I was kind of looking at, the rates of return since that time, because a lot of times when we're talking about investing, buy and hold strategy and sticking to your guns does more often than not work out. Sometimes trying to time the market and play it and follow different trends does work as well. But more often than not, you kind of get just whipsawed and you kind of going back and forth and sideways and trying to catch up. So a perfect example would have been when all the information and all the stuff started coming down with the bank collapse and the global collapse of Credit Suisse and stuff. You would have thought that the markets would have not performed well at all. So what I'm going to do right now is quickly go over kind of how the markets have performed since that March 10th date. So what I did was I ran charts from March 10th to, I'm recording this on Thursday at about 10:42 a.m. So this would have been as of Wednesday. But essentially, the markets have, if not done well, they've kind of hung in there. So when you're looking at a chart here of the S&P 500, right, since March 10th, right here, March 10th, going up 2.88%. We have the S&P, we have the RSP, which is our equal weight, which a lot of you know from our investments that are in the account. That's been a little bit flat because that has more of a smaller mid-sized company, and the smaller company stocks kind of got beat up more in the beginning with SVP, but we're starting to see them come back. Dividend stocks are doing well, up 1.76% with the Vanguard dividend. Typically what you'll see is in times of stress and trouble, dividend-paying companies perform well. That's why we overweight them all the time. And then you look in here, small cap stocks down 2.77%, which is expected, but they've made a nice comeback from when they were down over here, going there. Vanguard Total International is up 1.53%. International small cap is basically flat. And bonds have done well because yields have dramatically dropped, and so bond prices have gone up. So we've got, our short-term bond was up 1.72, BND, which a lot of you have seen, 2.14, and then our international bond is up 2.09%. So wanted to just kind of run through this and kind of give you an idea. This is kind of what I look at, these crazy charts here, but this gives me a kind of, okay, what's working, what's not working, how are things doing as a quick snapshot. And you'll see quite simply, red here is U.S. small caps down 2.77, and then we got 2.14%, which is the Vanguard total bond market, and then the S&P 500, which is not on this chart, but it's down here at that. So that's kind of a quick, brief overview of the markets. That's why a lot of times when we talk and we have these events, I'm like, let's just stay the course, stay the thing. We stay what we're doing, and we're doing well. What I wanted to jump into now too is our credit card interest calculator from Discovery. I don't know where I came across this. I was online reading some articles, And this popped up, and I thought this was a really cool tool, so I wanted to share it with everyone. Essentially here, this is a credit card interest calculator, and this tells you, okay, if I have a $15,000 balance, so you type in, your balance, 15,000 APR, which is probably around 24%. And let's say you're making a $500 monthly payment. This will simply tell you, okay, this is going to take me 46 months to pay it off at $500. And the total interest paid would have been $7,534. This just kind of gives you an idea of how these things work and how these credit and how these interest payments can really jump up on you. Also, too, it kind of tells you here if you made higher payments, when you can get it paid off quicker, so in 25 months. Or you could just kind of play around with this and say, okay, if I made a monthly payment of $1,000, hit calculate, and boom, now you have it paid off in 18 months. Or you could do it the other way. You can say, okay, I have a $15,000 balance, interest rate of 24%, by months to pay off. I want to get this paid off in 12 months. My monthly payment would need to be $1,419. I hope you found this helpful. The credit card interest calculator will be included at the bottom of this video in the notes and also on our Friday weekly chat. So I hope you found this helpful. Well, that's another wrap on our Friday weekly chat, baseball opening day style edition. Next week, there will not be a Friday weekly chat. My daughter starts spring break on Thursday, and we're heading up to Vermont to get one last day of skiing, and hopefully on Friday before all the mountain bike riding, kayaking, and all the fun outdoor stuff starts. So that's it. Hope everyone has a great weekend and a great Easter if you're celebrating. Have a great day.